It looks like I lucked out. Yes. I found the series that is the most important of the first round. Warriors Kings. Who would have thought? Probably would have been the same if the Warriors played the Pelicans. Probably would have been the same if the Warriors played the Clippers or the Lakers. All the drama, all the pundits, everybody would be talking about it has nothing to do with the Kings, right? Has nothing to do with the Kings. It's all the Warriors. Let's start with Draymond Green. We know what a time it is with Draymond Green, don't we? Like from the punch that started the season to the stomp that is dominating the news now, Draymond Green moves the needle. He moves the needle. I personally like Draymond Green. I'm just going to say that. I am a Draymond Green fan. My folks, my brothers at 1320 ESPN burn me up for this. The Chatty House burns me up for this. I like Draymond. I think he's really good. I think he's a player you want on your team. I think he's a winning player. I think he's one of the best centers of our generation. He has basically put 7-foot slow feet guys out of business, made them retire, made guys like Dwight Howard cease to exist in this league. But he's his own worst enemy, isn't he? He really is. That passion that he has, the passion that's the core of the 4 championships that the Warriors have had is the same passion that gets him in trouble. It's the same passion that gets him suspended for game 3 of the first round of the NBA playoffs when they're on the precipice of losing their entire franchise as we know it. Some people believe he's an out of control player in these moments. I do not personally think that he's unhinged. I believe he gets carried away. I believe that he is calculated and methodical with his tomfoolery, and I just don't think he understands the ramifications of those actions at all. What happens next is not anticipated for Draymond Green. And what it does is it leaves chaos in his wake. Jordan Poole gets KO'd. What happens? The team is in disarray for the beginning of the season. You got weekly kerfuffles with opposing players on opposing teams. You've become the only player now in NBA history to be ejected from not one, but 2 playoff games. And now the league has officially suspended Draymond Green for game 3 at Chase, which is now 2 suspensions in Draymond Green's career in the playoffs. Imagine that. Imagine that, Dubs fans, Dub Nation. You're down 2-0, and you need your heart and soul. Down 2-0 for the first time in the Steve Kerr era. Down 2-0 for the first time in Steph Curry's career. And your guy, the number 1 facilitator outside of Steph that you need running the offense, running the defense, will not be not only on the court, in the actual building itself. The beating heart of that offense, the hub which the entire Dubs offense runs through, will be on the couch as the dynasty fights for its life, its last dying breath, hoping and wishing along the way that they could just have Draymond Green on the court. We're not going to get into the actions. It looked like a stomp to me. Depending on your fandom, you've already decided who is to blame. Our Dubs fans, we believe Sabonis should have been suspended. We believe suspension should have come down all around. Adam Silver being in attendance probably didn't help, right? Like, we know that played some sort of role. You can see photos of him. He did not look amused. Coaches did not look amused. When Draymond Green crushed Sabonis' sternum and then walked to the middle of the court, jumped on the bench, and said, "Who likes me now? What do you think?" Puts his hand to his ear like he just DDT'd somebody. Dog, that's not good. That's not good for your reputation and whether you're going to get suspended. As soon as you get teed up, as soon as you get a flagrant, you need to sit down and pretend like you didn't mean it. That pretty much sums it up, man. It wasn't the stomp. It was just the reaction afterwards. Your chest is thumping. Domas is writhing on the ground like he just got shot in the chest. And you're like, hell yeah. Who likes me now? That's right, bitch. I'll stomp on your center. Hell yeah, I'll do it again in front of the commissioner. What? Take that. What? And then the funniest part was like when he heard Sabonis was having X-rays on his ribs and lungs and all that. He was diagnosed Sabonis with a chest contusion. Draymond was like, actually, I'm too having my ankle examined and X-rayed. Something that I believe happened with Domantas Sabonis tugging on my ankle while I was operating at full speed. Full speed. I was running at top motion in a full sprint, and your center pulled my ankle down and left me to die. What else was I supposed to do? Joe Dumars, who's the EVP of basketball operations, actually a mentor of Draymond Green's, he was the one to make the final decision. And he said, yeah, you got to go. I'm sorry. And the aftermath has been immense. The Draymond Defense Committee is in full force right now. They do not believe that Draymond has done anything wrong. In fact, there are people who believe, like I said, Sabonis is the one who precipitated and was the catalyst for all of the tomfoolery. We got the local radio station in the Bay going crazy, going straight loco. They're defending him to the death, even though alternate camera angles clearly show Dre winding up for the death stomp. And they defend it when video from a month ago shows Draymond getting tangled up and kicking Herb Jones in the head. They're like, oh, well, that was different. That was so much different, though. You see also other videos where Draymond Green's pulling other men's ankles. They defend it even though it's been come out that he's questionable for game 3 because he has a chest contusion. I don't know, because he got stomped by a 260-pound man. It's insane. It really is insane. And I think it's really sad, actually. I think it's truthfully, between me, you, and the lamppost, I think it's pathetic. I think that the Warriors media and our fan base is going through it right now. We know that the end times are near. That we've never been up against a wall like this during the Steph Curry era in our lives. Not once. In the beginning, it was all cute. Oh, Kings are adorable. Oh, they're our little brothers, 90 miles away. Oh, yeah, they get to fight Big Bro. They get to warm up. Big Bro will take it easy on them. And then they knock Big Bro in the mouth. Pow! Knock Big Bro in the mouth again. Pow! And it's like, listen here, little pipsqueak. You're playing dirty. And now it's like, oh, yeah. By the way, the Warriors were minus 275, which if you're not a bettor, that's about as crazy of odds for a 6 seed to beat a 3 seed I've ever seen. Basically, what that means is you have to pay $275 just to get $100 back on betting the Warriors to beat the Kings. The Kings were 3rd in the West and the Warriors 6th in the West, and yet the Kings are underdogs, big underdogs in this series. And now that they're down, the Warriors 2-0, it's like, oh, well, you knew. Nothing's new. You know, the Kings were going to always win at home. They were always going to hold serve. That was not the script, folks. That was not what you told me was going to happen. You told me it was going to be a sweep. You told me we want the Kings. We want the Kings because we want a short series. We want to move on and get some rest. They were like, oh, who's going to stop Steph Curry? Who's going to stop Steph Curry? Who's Malik Monk? He's going to get shut down. He's getting locked up. Kuminga's going to lock him up. Click, clack. And for Kings fans don't want Draymond Green to be suspended. Why would they want that? Now Warriors fans are just going to be like, well, the only reason you beat us is because Draymond Green was suspended in game 3. Nobody wants that shit. Nobody wants that. And even Dumars came out and said this on ESPN a little bit ago. Here's what it came down to. Excessive and over-the-top actions. Conduct detrimental. Conduct detrimental, by the way, means the histrionics out on the court. The Stone Cold Steve Austin moves. The Rock, The Undertaker. Bong. It was like, I swear to God, you could hear the the broken glass. Dun-dun. It was like that. It was, I swear to God, in the building. I was in the building. It was like that. I thought someone was gonna come out and be like, "How you like them now?" You know? That's what conduct detrimental means. And then repeat offender, that you already know what time it is. That's what separates someone who doesn't get suspended and someone who does. Someone who does that a lot and someone who doesn't. Past actions, people don't want to hear that, right? Like, they do not want to hear that. You do not want to hear that somebody else who stomped on another man's chest would have been just fine for it. I tweeted that game 3 was the most important game in Golden State in their history, and I was only like a quarter joking. This is a very important game. If if our Dubs have a chance of winning this series, and 92% of teams up 2-0 in the playoffs close out their opponents, so the odds are ready or not in our Dubs' favor, they have to win game 3. Or now, I don't think anybody's ever won when they've gone down 3-0. So if our Dubs lose this game, most likely we are going home in round 1. Only the 5th such defending champion in NBA history to flame out in the first round in the next season. And then we enter this offseason where Clay wants a max extension. Draymond says he wants to get paid. He's got to finish his contract out, but you can't extend them both. And right now, as it stands, the Warriors are paying $500 million in payroll for one of the oldest teams in the league that look like they need to be put out to pasture. Dynasty over, fam. Rebuild full on. I don't even know what you do. I don't even know how you build around that team. Is it Kuminga? You're building around Kuminga? Okay. All right. Did you see him get cooked? Like 17 times in a row in the 4 minutes he was out there in game 2? Anyway, we move on. Kings and 4 say it ain't so. All this because Draymond Green can't keep his hands, feet to himself.